I'm taking you through the top 10 tips for writing an amazing romance. Hey y'all, and welcome to my channel. My name is Erin, and this is Romance 101. Today we are talking about the structure of a romance. Before we get started, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and ring that bell so you always know when a new video is uploaded. Romance novels have a structure just like any other story and genre out there, but people who are new to writing romance might have some difficulty visualizing the different beats of the story. Obviously, you don't have to follow these beats exactly. They're just a guide that you can tweak and modify as you see fit. I'm going to take you through all the story beats and we'll talk about each of them as we go. Beat number 1, the meet cute. This is where your main character and your love interest meet. Maybe they literally crash into one another. Maybe there's a huge misunderstanding surrounding their meeting. Maybe they meet on a quintessential date. However you choose to introduce your characters, you want it to be memorable for your readers and the characters. This is your reader's first introduction to the spark of the relationship, whether or not your characters realize that. What does this tell us about the characters, and how does it set the tone for their upcoming relationship? It doesn't matter if your characters already knew one another, because the meet cute is not just about the meeting. It's about a new introduction that is going to change the trajectory of these characters' lives. Beat number 2, the relationship rejection. One of the questions that you want to answer a lot in a romance is, why can't they be together now? This is where your characters are going to acknowledge attraction or interest, but they have some kind of reason that they're not going to pursue the relationship. They may have more than one reason, but for now you only need to tell the reader at least one. This is going to tell us a lot about the characters and their lives. Is there reason that they don't have time to invest in a relationship because they're a workaholic, or do they believe that they are fundamentally unlovable? Whatever reason you give, you're going to have to remember to resolve it later. This initial rejection is because your character or characters believe in a lie. To compare with the previous example, we know that workaholics can form loving relationships. And maybe you'll set up a way for them to get more time off to spend with their partner, or for the partner to integrate and work with them. Whatever you choose, make it fit the characters and prepare for that lie to be shattered later on. Beat number 3, considering the relationship. At this beat, your characters are thinking about giving the relationship a chance. It might be because of a friend's suggestion or their own internal contemplations, or circumstances forcing them to hang out. Whatever the reason is for them to spend time together, you generally want at least 3 occasions that are going to give the readers a taste of what it would be like if these characters pursued a full relationship. Maybe you send them on a work trip, or you snow them in together, or they're forced to collaborate for something for a friend. Through these events, we learn more about the characters, their personalities, how their flaws might make them clash, and how the outside world is impacting this relationship. Remember to keep answering that question of why they can't be together yet. Beat number 4, the intimate panic. Here is where your characters share some kind of intimate moment, and the examples abound. Maybe it's an almost kiss, or a confession, or they actually kiss, or they get freaky, or they're locked in an elevator and one of the characters has claustrophobia and the other one has to get them through that. Whatever the situation is, it's going to give your readers a taste of that sweetness, and then someone is gonna fuck it up. Usually this will be your main character or the love interest fucking it up as opposed to an external thing. Maybe they panic over their feelings. Maybe someone sees them and that sends a character into a state of existential horror. Be creative with how you slam down that block. Beat number 5, the vulnerable reconciliation. Whoever freaked out is going to have to explain themselves to get this relationship back on track. It doesn't even have to be for a romantic relationship at this point. If they're colleagues, they're still gonna need an explanation. If someone panicked and fled, this is the time to tell both your reader and the other character what prompted that action. Sometimes they'll be forced back together because of outside circumstances, and sometimes they'll suck it up and come back on their own. You'll have to decide which works best for your characters. Beat number 6, the acknowledgement and collapse. Your characters are admitting their feelings, but they might not be admitting it to one another. This is where their friends are likely going to get an earful and requests for assistance on how to reconcile whatever the perceived issues are. I love this stage because this is where the feelings get super intense, and I like when they have friends, family, therapists, whatever that they can talk to about it. In addition to giving us a deeper look at our leads, this is also where you can show the love that surrounds them and deepen everything with the secondary characters. Beat number 7, the breakup. This beat is pretty self-explanatory. Whatever budding relationship there was is over. Why do your characters break up? Or maybe they're separated and not actually broken up, but they can't be together now. Give them a damn good reason. Maybe they're terrified and not thinking rationally at the time of the breakup. Maybe there's a huge misunderstanding and one of the characters is too invested in that lie we talked about earlier and they can't see things clearly. Whatever the case is, separate your characters. It doesn't much matter if this is emotionally or physically because the big change here is going to be in the dynamics. This is where you really show how those characters have adapted to one another and how discontented they are with their lives now that that person is no longer in it. While I don't super enjoy breakups, I do love the introspection that comes at this stage. Life is different now, and the characters cannot pretend otherwise. They got used to each other, they developed feelings way deeper than they realized, and they don't like life without that person now. Show the reader their attempts to get back to life as usual, and how that original flow now grates on them. Dig deep into the wrongness of the circumstances of their current state. Beat number 8, the emotional triumph. Your characters admit that life is not the same and that they want their partner back. Whatever was holding them back before has been overcome. It doesn't have to be 100% fixed, but this hurdle is no longer high enough that your character cannot jump over it. Whether there were issues with insecurity or how the world would perceive things, your character is able to push past that because their relationship and their partner matters more than their original worries did. That lie your characters were so invested in back in Beat 2 no longer controls them and they can see the truth. Beat number 9, the declaration of love. Your characters are going to carry that bravery all the way to their partner and finally confess the depths of their feelings. They're going to tell their partner that they love them and the world is going to know it too. Sometimes it's a simple confession, sometimes it prompts a proposal, but whatever you choose, you want your readers to know that your characters are committed to each other as they move forward together. And beat number 10, the happily ever after. Give your readers a taste of what life is like with your characters now that their relationship is secure. Do they move in together? Do they travel the world? Do they get married? Have a baby? What does happily ever after look like for your characters? Give it to them. Romances are a delight to read and to write. If you're struggling with how to make these beats work, I suggest reading multiple romance novels and picking out what those beats are in those books. See how those things weave together in your applicable genre so that you can build a more rounded understanding and how to apply it to your own story. So that is all I got for you today. Thank you so much for watching. My contemporary romance novel, Heart and Soul, is available now. It is actually on sale along with my other 2 books, Olympian Confessions, Hades and Persephone, and Olympian Confessions, HERA. All 3 are available in ebook and paperback. All 3 are on sale now. You can check out the first 3 chapters of all of them on my website. Relevant links will be below. And if you liked this video, give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. If you'd like to be notified as soon as I upload, then ring that bell. All my social media links will be in the description below, and I will see you all next week with another video. Bye!